We begin tonight with national news. A partial government shutdown centered on the Department of Homeland Security began just after midnight. Congress went home for the holiday weekend without passing a budget bill. Willie James Inman tells us what this all means.
TSA workers at the nation's airports this weekend assumed a familiar role today, the face of the latest impasse in Congress. The Coast Guard and FEMA also on the job without pay, with lawmakers failing to fund the Department of Homeland Security with no deal in sight.
I know what they want. I know what they can live with. The Democrats have gone crazy. Stay back!
The partial shutdown sparked by backlash over federal immigration officer tactics in Minnesota, leading to the deaths of 2 Americans. Renee Good and Alex Preddy were remembered at a community gathering Saturday. Democrats sticking with their demands, including a ban on face masks for immigration agents, a requirement for officers to show ID, and wear body cameras.
The only way to ensure that ICE is actually reined in is to change things dramatically, boldly, meaningfully through legislation, and that's what this showdown is all about.
Tens of billions in previous funding allows ICE and Customs and Border Protection to operate during the shutdown, prompting Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman to question its impact.
Why are all the Democrats going to shut down our entire DHS when we all know that it has no impact on ICE?
Also on Friday, a federal judge in Boston ordered the Trump administration to return college freshman Annie Lucia Lopez Belloza to the U.S. within 2 weeks after she was wrongfully deported to Honduras.
20-year-old Belloza was taken into custody at Boston's Logan Airport before she was deported in November against a court order. She was on her way to visit her family for Thanksgiving. Willie James Inman, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
President Trump says voter ID will be required for the upcoming midterm elections, even if Congress doesn't approve it. In a pair of Truth Social posts on Friday, the president said he will issue an executive order in which he will make his legal case on the matter. He also wrote that there should be a ban for mail-in ballots, with some exceptions. It's unclear how Trump could mandate voter IDs across the nation without congressional approval. Investigators say they found DNA at Nancy Guthrie's property that did not belong to her or those close to her. It's the latest clue in the missing persons case that's now on day 14. More than a dozen law enforcement vehicles, including SWAT and forensics, were seen at a residence 2 miles from her home for several hours on Friday evening. Authorities were also seen towing a Range Rover from a parking lot of a restaurant, but no word yet if that's connected to this case. Investigators have also found several gloves, but so far, no suspects.
The homes are not right next to each other. They're really spread out. A disappearance, a kidnapping in one home, the next house would not even know about it.
Based on the released doorbell camera video at Nancy Guthrie's door, the FBI says the suspect is a man with an average build at about 5'9", 5'10". They say he was wearing an Ozark Trail hiker backpack. And in world news, Russian opposition figure and outspoken Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny died after being poisoned with a lethal toxin while imprisoned in a Siberian penal colony. That's according to a joint statement released Saturday by 5 European countries, which include the United Kingdom, Sweden, France, Germany, and the Netherlands. According to the statement, an analysis of samples taken from Navalny's body confirmed the presence of a toxin found in a South American poison dart frog. The statement said the substance is not found naturally in Russia. The countries also said Moscow had the means, motive, and opportunity to administer the poison. Russian officials have repeatedly denied being responsible for his death. In a statement, Navalny's widow called Putin a murderer and said he must be held accountable. Well, back here at home in Rogers, Lisa Academy hosted an aerial drone competition featuring 24 middle and high school teams from Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. The competition saw students demonstrate skills they built in drone flight and safety, along with programming and engineering. 5 News reporter Emily Moss caught up with some of the students and faculty to see how everything worked.
They're collaborating, strategizing, problem solving on the fly on the field, and just getting an understanding of the drone and aviation industry as well. I
like seeing how many points I can get and trying to be the best so I can win this competition.
I've always thought they were very interesting, and I wanted to learn how to code and just experience how they work.
I like practicing with my team because we're really good as a team and it's pretty fun.
By students learning a little more about drones and becoming familiar with the technology, we feel it's opening up pathways for possible careers.
I want to learn how to code in the future so I can possibly become a science engineer.
As long as the students learn something new and go away with a positive experience, in my opinion, they're all winners today.
Well, in Rogers this morning, people gathered on the shores of Beaver Lake for the Special Olympics Polar Plunge Challenge. The Polar Plunge is a fundraising event for Special Olympics Arkansas. Every year, thousands across the state plunge into the freezing cold water to help bring opportunity and inclusion for the Special Olympics and young athletes. Despite the rain, lots of people showed up anyway.
But it's been so sunny all week, I was hoping we'd get luck out and it wouldn't rain while it was time.
We're already going to be cold and wet. So.
Not a horrible day for a polar plunge. Could have been worse. The polar plunge has currently raised over $45,000 in donations.